Welcome into BamaCentral Instant Analysis. I'm Will Miller here with Austin Hannon inside the very rainy David F. Couch Ballpark, where unfortunately the Alabama baseball season has just come to an end at the hands of the number one seed, Wake Forest Demon Deacons, by a blowout final score of 22-5. Not a lot went right today. It was a heck of a run, but ultimately today just was not the Crimson Tide's day. Made the decision to start Jacob McNary. It didn't work out, and it was all downhill from there. What did you see out of this team today, Austin?
Yeah, like you kind of said, I think not the ending this team deserved, right? But there's a lot of positive takeaways, and I think you can see that in both the stories we wrote today. That obviously you lose by 17 runs, your season ends. That's one thing, but when you understand what the team's been through and what it took to kind of get to this point, you can kind of reflect on not just what happened this weekend, but the season as a whole in a positive way. You host for the first time since 2006. You win a regional for the first time in 13 years. You ran into the number one team. I mean, that's how the bracket's set up. Now, do we disagree with Alabama being the 16th seed when that was announced? Yes. I think a lot of people do, but that's kind of how the ball rolled for them. They had to take this team on. You have to play the team that you're slated to play against, and it happened to be what I believe is the best team in the country at this point in the season. And so, you didn't really, and obviously the team expected to win this weekend, but as a fan base, covering the team, watching it from a larger scope, just because you didn't win this weekend doesn't mean that this team wasn't incredibly successful for, the balls, the marbles that they were given, especially a month ago. So, great job, great performance down the stretch from this team. We just heard Drew Williamson and Jim Jarvis, vouch for their interim head coach to give the new job. If you want to, read more about that, Will gave you a pretty in-depth story on what happened in that room a little bit ago. But yeah, I think you take a step back and you say, man, this team did some pretty good things for the first time in a long time.
Jim Jarvis did say it in that room. That's baseball sometimes. The Wake offense is just too much. That is a team that can go win it all, but still a lot to be proud of for this Alabama baseball team. In addition to the accomplishments, Austin already listed winning 40 games for the first time since 2010, winning record in SEC play for the first time since 2014. So much they've overcome, both on and off the field, to get up to this point. Great moment for this program, even though it didn't end the way they wanted to. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I'm Will Miller with Austin Hannon. This has been BamaCentral Instant Analysis.